once again, another game, another win. And, hey, I don't even know what to say about this. I mean, Liverpool, best way I can put it, is Liverpool hit Wolves the cold shoulder today. It's your boy, Ojo Iceham here, back again with another video of a post-match analysis and player review of Liverpool 1. My mind just went blank. Liverpool 1, Wolves 0. As I said, Mane hit them with a cold shoulder, and that's what sealed us the win. So, let's get straight into it. So, the lineup was pretty similar to the lineup against Leicester, which was a very good performance, bar the exclusion of Naby Keita in the lineup. So, yeah, so obviously, Alisson in goal, Trent, Van Dijk, Gomez, and Robertson, the usual suspects in defence. Then Henderson, Lallana, and Wijnaldum. It was actually one thing before the lineup was, when the lineup was announced, I was a bit interested in the midfield, was who was going to be playing in that DM role, because obviously Lallana, when he has mainly played, has actually played that DM role, but obviously Henderson, that is his main position. But when the game actually started, it was actually Henderson who did play in that DM role. And then up front, again, usual suspects, Salah, Mane, and Firmino. So let's get into it. So the first half, I'll break it down to little bits. So if I'm being honest, the first half for me was definitely the best half from Liverpool, even though it wasn't a good half from Liverpool as well. I definitely feel like we could have been much better on the ball, off the ball, in pressing, and and our general passing of the ball. I just felt it wasn't as good. Obviously, we did create a few chances, especially early on. Mohamed Salah having probably the best chance of the half, obviously bar the goals. But I'd definitely say that. I mean, it was a great little play, a little switch there from Andy Robertson into Mohamed Salah, in down the middle, and then a little play gets played in, and I think Mane plays it back into Lallana, and then Trent doing his usual delivery stuff, his Amazon Prime delivery, as I mentioned beforehand. If you guys haven't checked that video, make sure to check it out. But just doing his normal delivery, and Salah just blazes it over the bar. I mean, he should be doing much better, and he was on his left foot. And regarding Salah, I'll probably get into it, probably more into the player review. But then, as I said, it was just... And then we had a few more chances here and there. There was one where Mane gets the ball inside, I think maybe from a pass from Jordan Henderson, where we just got the ball in around the 18-yard box, and Mane tries his best to actually just get a shot off, but it gets brilliantly blocked. I can't remember exactly by who, but it goes up for a corner and nothing really happens of it. And then after that, it was a really, I'd say, sloppy first half and game in general, because I'm not sure whether it's the congestion of fixtures, which for me makes completely sense. Obviously, Wolves changed their lineup. The likes of Adama Traore and Raul Jimenez didn't get a start today, which was a blessing for us, because obviously, especially Adama Traore recently has been the season in general has been absolutely insane, and can cause a lot of trouble. I think he's a different player to what he was about a year or two ago, and he's been a player that could have been at Liverpool a few years ago. I remember when he was linked with us under Brendan Rodgers, and he was a very good player, but he obviously didn't start today, but obviously helped us in getting a win against Wolves. And hopefully, Sheffield United, come on you blades, you guys can get a result as well. They did just get a goal disallowed, sadly, by VAR. I haven't seen it whatsoever, because I've just been trying to prepare this video. But anyway, let's get into it. So, the first half though, there wasn't really much happening. I felt like we were giving the ball away quite a bit sloppily. Defensively, I thought we were fine. I wasn't that worried defensively, apart from towards the end, which I'll get into. Defensively, I thought it was good. Our midfield was good defensively, but they kept on giving the ball away. See, even the fullbacks didn't get enough space, just in general, this whole game. So they weren't able to work the magic that they were able to against Leicester. But then, towards, I can't remember exactly what minute, but a few minutes before half-time, I believe about the 40-something minute, Van Dijk gets the ball. And I've seen things on Twitter, and I'm not sure whether, because I've only seen really pictures and stuff like that, and I'm not really sure, but apparently there's a little bit of a handball from Van Dijk, because we'll get on to the next bit. But anyway, Van Dijk gets the ball down. Let me know in the comment section below if you guys, because I haven't actually fully looked into it. Van Dijk gets the ball, plays a peach of a ball into Lallana, and then Lallana hits it here, goes like that over the defence, and then Mane with a brilliant finish. And I was there celebrating, and then I looked, the whistle had been blown. Mane wasn't really celebrating as he usually does. He wasn't going on the floor, praying all the way to Mecca. He wasn't doing any of that. Now, flagged as a foul for handball in Ladim Lallana, and it goes straight to VAR. And if you guys look at it, for me, it's a correct decision. The ball hits him here. If it hit him here, then that's a totally different question, because that is his hand. Then you'd have to check where his arm is positioned. But this, you can hit it. If you don't think so, then do some biology lessons. I'm being completely honest with you. Because it hits him here, and it is what it is, man. Lallana gave him a cold shoulder, and Mane with a brilliant finish in the near post. I mean, brilliant finish, to be honest. And then that was it. 1-0. And to be honest, when I thought the first goal came in, I thought it was going to be like the other times we played Wolves, where I thought it would open up a little bit. But it wasn't meant to be. Wolves didn't open up that much. And it just was a bit of a weird one. They were still kind of keeping their shape, but just being quite patient with it. But then just before the half, they had a few corners here and there. They had one corner, it gets cleared out, and then they get it out. Then I believe another corner, it then gets cleared out by Mane. They get the ball and they play it out to the right-hand side. He's onside at this point, and then the ball gets played into Johnny. The ball gets then crossed into the middle, a low cross. And when I tell you about 4 Liverpool players, probably could have done so much better on the ball. Firmino tried clearing it out, couldn't clear it out. Van Dijk tried clearing it out, couldn't clear it out. Then, because of that, Trent gets dragged in. Joe Gomez tries clearing it out, doesn't happen. And then Trent tries clearing it out, doesn't happen. Falls into Pedro Neto, a youngster. I think he came on actually against Man City as well. And it comes out, and then what a finish, if I'm being completely honest. What a finish into the bottom hand corner. And then it looked like a goal. I thought it was going to be an offside at the start on whoever the ball was first played onto. It looked onside, and then next thing you know, there's a VAR check. And I was like, no way have they done this. Then you look at the thing, and I've had a few arguments and all of this. But hey, LiVARpool strikes again. And if I'm being completely honest, I've had if you guys are new to the channel, mainly when it's mainly against Liverpool, because if I'm being completely honest, the only game I can truly think of where VAR has benefited us was against Chelsea, but by the same token, it was a correct decision. So even though there's a whole agenda against Liverpool saying that LiVARpool, but to be honest, we haven't really been nice by VAR. Teams like Tottenham and all that, they've been nice by VAR quite a few times, and even teams like Leicester even. But people don't want to see it because obviously Liverpool, they don't want to see us win the league. I don't care what you guys say. But if you look at it, people wanted technology for this reason. Same with goal line technology. For things that the human eye can't see. This is why people wanted it. And there's some occasions where I think it's a bit skeptical. For example, the Firmino, especially the ones regarding the armpit. That armpit area, that bit there, those are the ones that I personally think are a bit skeptical. But today, and even the one on Timo Pukki yesterday, that one for me yesterday was very skeptical because it wasn't the foot, it was more the upper body. And that one for me is a bit more skeptical, but the foot was offside. As much as rival fans and all of this would say, oh, it was VAR is destroying the game and all of this, at the end of the day, it was offside. I'm being as blunt about it as possible, but his foot was this amount offside. Hey, if you kill someone by this much, you still kill them. You know what I'm saying? Like if the ball, or let's say for example, goal line technology. Liverpool against Man City last season. Let's give that example because most of the people here are Liverpool fans. The goal that got cleared off the line against Man City at the Etihad, that would have won us the league probably that game. That was not in by millimeters, and people held it. This is the brilliance about technology and all of this. The ball didn't go in; it went in. If the ball had gone in a little bit more, but it's small margins like that. And people wanted those small margins. This is what people complain about. I've obviously VAR with other things, but for me, this was perfect use of it. I don't care what anyone says, but it was this marginally offside. And if you're going to go by the rules of the game, he's offside. His foot a part of his foot is in an offside position. And for me, it's harsh. I completely understand it. But if you go by the letters of the law, it's offside. As harsh as it is, he's pixels offside. That's the best way I can put it. He is a pixel offside. And, you know, some people may not like that, and that is completely fine. But it's the rules of the game. But yeah. And we dodged the bullet though, because for me though, in hindsight, the defending was awful for that goal. I think Trent could have positioned himself a bit better. I know he got dragged. I think he got dragged too much towards the ball, and I understand it, but I feel like if he kept his position, he probably would have been able to block the shot. But albeit a brilliant finish there from Pedro Neto, if I'm being completely honest with you. Now, getting into the second half, I think you can kind of tell, obviously, Nuno Espirito Santo, a manager that I do like, was obviously very, very annoyed about obviously a really well-worked goal getting disallowed due to an offside being that much. But to be honest, fair play to Wolves, by the way. But they didn't let that decision go against them, if you get what I mean. They didn't let the decision get to their heads. They kind of used that as an advantage. You look at, they came to the pitch early, and from the first minute in that second half, they looked like they were a man on a mission. There were men on a mission. The 11 men on that pitch were on a mission. They were annoyed, and they used that anger to try and get a result. And I rate that. I rate that so much. And respect to Wolves. I respect the mentality they have. But hey, what can I say? I mean, we had a few chances in the second half. Again, not as much. I personally thought Wolves were the better team in the second half. We had that header from Gini Wijnaldum and the volley from Roberto Firmino, which he could have done much better with. If he had his head a bit, head over the ball, he probably could have got that on target. But what can you say? There was also in the first half a few other chances where Salah and Firmino hit a few deflected, but both went straight at the goalkeeper. And, at the end of the day, really couldn't do much. But if I'm being completely honest, second half though, wasn't really good from Liverpool again. They stifled our fullbacks, which again, a job that is quite difficult to do, but they did manage to stifle us fullbacks, which destroyed our creativity, if I'm being completely honest. And the formation they played, Salah, Mane and Firmino did not have enough time on the ball. They played 3 centre-backs, and each one of them was literally man-marked on the other, on them. And there wasn't enough second runners because the width of the 2 wing-backs, they literally stifled Andy Robertson and Trent Alexander-Arnold. The only way we could sometimes get enough spacing behind us if we tried switching the ball, playing the long balls, which obviously got us the goal. But when we tried switching it from left to right, I don't feel like we were quick enough on the ball to actually create an impact. We'd switch the ball, play it back, and then they'd already regroup. Which, one thing I will say about Wolves, when they've played City, obviously the one at Etihad mainly screams out to mind because defensively they were amazing, and the way they could just stifle out the team, they're very good at it, and that's why they have such a good record against the top 6. But yeah, the way they just set up, it was absolutely amazing for him. All credit to him. And then they had a few chances. Obviously, Van Dijk gets caught out, which is a rarity. I've never seen Van Dijk at Liverpool have that, if I'm being honest, where he's on the ball and, all you guys know the Van Dijk song, calm as you like. He will pass the ball, calm as you like. And normally he is calm on the ball, but this time, a lapse of concentration. And I can't remember who gets, I think it might have been Jota, gets the ball, runs in behind, and takes it off. Brilliant save from Alisson. And then, and then towards the end as well, me and my dad were watching the game, we were a bit annoyed because obviously we had the ball in the corner and it was around 2 minutes to go, and then they literally let it go out for a goal kick, and just try and keep the ball in that area. They couldn't. They play a long ball out to Dendoncker, from Dendoncker, mate, I can't remember exactly, and they go straight to Vinagre. Trent falls over Vinagre, and luckily for us, he doesn't square it, he doesn't go across. He tries going for the near post, but it goes wide, quite wide and over the mark, really, to be honest. And then towards the end, Adama Traore, who came on, he looked very dangerous. I mean, Robertson, and they had a few times where they actually managed to stop him, especially the first few minutes, but he looked dangerous. I was scared whenever I saw him on the pitch. And yeah, towards the end, he was doing some mad dribbles. The flicks that he was doing, he looked so lively in. The only problem I had about Wolves was their bench. I'm not going to lie to you, I saw the line, I was quite confident, but I was worried if the game is tight like it was today, all they need to do is bring on Adama Traore and Raul Jimenez, and they're going to cause us trouble. And towards the end, literally the 94th minute, which I personally thought it should have been 93 minutes of stoppage time, but towards the end, they did cause us, Adama Traore especially, caused us a bit of troubles, and it was when managed to go from the left-hand side inside, down the middle, get a shot, but luckily Van Dijk blocks it, and we managed to clear it out, and that was the end of the game. A very difficult game, but it's one of the games that, I know it's cliche, but it is a mark of champions. You know, you got to, the games where you don't play well, which, when I go into the player ratings, this is probably the most difficult one, because I don't think a lot of players played very well today. I don't know whether it's tiredness or whatever, but a mark of champions is getting a result no matter what. And that's what we've done. We're on 55 points out of 57, which is crazy. And we'll have to wait and see what City do. Obviously, the first half, I think by the time we record, I think the first half is finished 0-0. So as it stands, they'll be about 16 points behind. So I feel like, yeah, we're still carrying on. We're like a working machine, and we're just carrying on. But now let's get on to the player ratings. Alisson, for me, kept a clean sheet. Whenever it was called upon, whenever you had to do it, couldn't really do much for the goal that obviously got disallowed, so I can't blame him for that. An overall performance, I think it was probably one of our better performances today. His distribution was good as it always is. There was a few times where it was a bit nervy, especially in that first half, where, you know, the ball would get played back and he was just calm, controlled. So yeah, for me, I'm going to say an 8 out of 10 for Alisson Becker. Now Trent, obviously he could have got an assist with Salah's chance, and obviously Gini Wijnaldum's corner. The header from Gini Wijnaldum, if it didn't take a deflection, I generally think that would have gone in. But again, he wasn't, maybe it's because of the performance he had a few days ago, but Wolves did a very good job in stifling him. So, but he played well. I do feel like he got caught out a few times defensively today, a bit more than what he did against Leicester. So I'm going to say, for me, a 7 out of 10. It wasn't an awful performance, but it wasn't a good, very good performance as well. So I think a 7 out of 10 is a reasonable. Now let's go with the centre-backs, Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez. For me, Joe Gomez played much better today than Virgil van Dijk. Obviously, Van Dijk gets the pass to assist for the goal with a brilliant ball over the top, but Joe Gomez for me was just amazing, you know, especially when Trent wasn't doing as well. As I said, he did get caught behind sometimes. Joe Gomez was there to, you know, pick up the business, sometimes even going to the right side and just clearing the ball out and stuff like that. I thought he was a very good performer today. For me, one of the best players today in the Liverpool shirt. If I'm being completely honest, I thought he was very good today. So for me, 9 out of 10. Very good performance. I don't want to give him a 10 out of 10. It wasn't a perfect performance, but it was a very, very good performance nevertheless. Then Van Dijk, for me, 8 out of 10. I think it's just been a little bit tainted by that little chance, that little bit of lapse of concentration in that second half, where obviously he gives the ball away a bit poor, and, you know, couldn't recover to it. But obviously Alisson's there to do the business. But yeah, had a few chances, missed the header. Well, he missed the ball for the header. But yeah, not really, you know, it's Van Dijk, innit? But he was a good performance, but I just don't want to see that again, if you get what I mean. Then left back Andy Robertson again was quite stifled. So yeah, Andy Robertson, he got caught out a few times. Well, he didn't really get caught out, to be honest. I thought he played decently, but just got stifled out a little bit. And yeah, I don't really know. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 as well. I don't really feel like he did anything wrong, but again, he didn't do anything exceptional as well. So for me, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Now the midfield. Gini Wijnaldum, I didn't think he played well. He looked tired for me, gave the ball away quite recklessly. Defensively, he was alright, but was quite reckless as well when, you know, he gave the ball away a few times. Tried dribbling past players, wasn't able to. So for me, a 6 out of 10, if I'm being completely honest. Henderson, let me see. Henderson, for me, nothing spectacular. That's the best way I can describe it. And that's basically Liverpool today as well. Nothing spectacular. Wasn't creating that much of an outlet. Defensively, alright. Cleared the ball away when he had to. Obviously, had a chance for Salah's goal. Mane. I think he tried to create a chance for Mane, but obviously he does get defended quite well. But again, for me, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I don't think it was a very, very good performance, but it was just an average performance, if I'm being honest with you. And out of the midfield, personally, I thought Lallana was the best. He pressed well. He pressed when he had to. He pressed when he had to. He got the ball, was decent on the ball, distributed, helped create chances. We obviously got an assist to the goal. Almost got a pass to assist for the goal with the chance of Salah, where Trent crosses it in from the right hand side. And I thought he played all right, to be honest. If I'm being completely honest, I thought he played all right. And then, so I'm going to say an 8 out of 10 for Adam Lallana. I thought he played quite a decent game. Now, the front three for me, For me, it wasn't good. I'm being completely honest with you guys. I don't think the midfield three was good. I know this may sound harsh, but for me, I don't think it was good whatsoever. Starting with Salah, he tried making things happen, but for me, he just kept on giving the ball away, kept on misplacing passes. It wasn't his usual self, like it wasn't. So for me, I'm going to give him again a 6 out of 10. It's really harsh, but he set this standard and he's been good, or he's been getting the goals and whatnot, which today I thought Mane did, because I didn't, okay. But for me, 6 out of 10, misplaced the ball a lot, wasn't at his best, he looked a bit tired and all this. Same with Sadio Mane as well. Sadio Mane, for me, didn't play well. I know he got the goal. I completely understand. So I've got to obviously give him quite a decent high rating. But bar that, I don't think he played well today. Obviously Mane's been playing at a consistent level, especially this season, of 9s, 8 out of 10s. He's like taking away the goals that he's been scoring. He's been playing phenomenal. But for me today, he was giving the ball away. He was dribbling. He just wasn't the Mane that we've been used to seeing. So for me again, I'm going to give him a 7.5 because I don't feel like he merits an 8 in my opinion. You guys may disagree with me, but I don't think he played that well today. Obviously, he got the goal, but I do think there were better players on the pitch today, even though there weren't that many. And then, Firmino, again, I felt a bit sorry for him. Obviously, the way that Wolves set up, they did stifle our front three. The way they marked up, obviously, Firmino, there's even times where Firmino had to go into the right-hand side because there wasn't enough space down that middle. And I don't think it was a good performance. I feel like his finishing could have been a bit better today, especially for the kind of form he's in. I feel like sometimes he could have put the head over the ball and whatnot. And yeah, that's just my opinion on that. So again, I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 because I don't think he played as badly as Salah. But I don't think, obviously I can't really say that he played as well as Mane because Mane obviously getting the goal and whatnot. And then the bench, Origi, can't really say much. He looked active. That's the best way I could say it. I don't know if that's the right way to say it, but he looked all right when he came on. I was kind of surprised. I thought Mane was actually going to come off for Origi, so it was quite interesting to actually see Firmino come off. I didn't see Salah coming off because I didn't actually see Klopp put him on the right hand side, playing Mane on the right hand side. But towards the end, he actually did. Salah ended up playing up top, Origi on the left, and Mane on the right. So I don't know. What do I know? But yeah, so I was just going to say 6.5 out of 10, but because it's Origi and we won, 11 out of 10. And then Milner, didn't really notice him that much. Again, was just there just to control the game. So 6.5 out of 10 again. Naby Keita, I was very interested to actually see the shape of Liverpool change when Naby Keita did come on. It kind of looked like with more and more, not as much, but it was a 4-3-3, but it was kind of more shaped like a 4-2-3-1 because it was Henderson was the deepest, followed by Gini Wijnaldum, and then Keita on that right hand side was very advanced. And it's been something that we've been doing for a little while, but yeah, it was quite interesting to see again when he came on. But again, not really much. He tried linking up the play, but again, not really much from him. So, didn't have that long of a cameo. And yeah, 7 out of 10. But LiVARpool, it gives gives Wolves the cold shoulder. If you guys did like this video, please make sure to smash that like button. Liverpool are still top of the league. We're still maintaining that lead. It is the end of the video. Smash that like button. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. And leave a comment down in the comment section below about your opinions on the game today. It's your boy, Ojo Sam here. Liverpool are top of the league. And I hope you guys have a very nice day.